You ever get that feeling that taking care of yourself has somehow become way more complicated than it should be? Between work, life, and trying to stay balanced, it gets a little overwhelming. That's why I've been loving Rula. This year, take care of yourself with Rula. They make therapy feel simple, realistic, and actually doable. Rula partners with over 100 insurance plans, so you could pay as little as $15 per session. That's about the cost of a movie ticket. Here's what I like. Rula doesn't just pair you with any therapist. They take your goals, background, and preferences, then build a curated list of therapists who actually fit what you're working on. They've got more than 15,000 licensed professionals across the country, and most have appointments available as soon as the next day. Plus, Rula checks in over time to make sure the care stays consistent and effective. It's therapy that grows with you. This year, make one change you can actually stick with. Visit rula.com/cinephobe to get started. That's RULA.com/cinephobe. Mental health care that's actually built to last.
Hey, listener, you know that it comes for everybody at some point, right? Whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, who knows? Who knows when? But you know what I'm talking about. Those dreaded T levels start dropping. Maybe you don't feel as strong as you used to physically. Maybe your workouts, you're not recovering the same way that you used to, right? Maybe you don't have the energy or the focus that you used to get things done. Like you were out there, you were chopping wood and you were arm wrestling people and you were sending emails and filling out Excel sheets and your energy was there. You could do anything. You could pick up a mountain. Well, thankfully, you don't have to battle those low T levels anymore because we got Mars Men. It's not like drinking a cup of coffee where you get a little boost of caffeine and all right, I'm good for like an hour or two, but then I got to keep drinking coffee to keep these levels up. Now I'm all jittery and I can't focus. It's not like that. It's a steadier sense of drive throughout the day. Be feeling better in 2026 than you have in the past couple of years. Mars Men supports healthy T levels, energy, and stamina. It's got 8 natural, clinically dosed ingredients. It's made in the USA, and it's third-party tested. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys are feeling incredible results. Just check out the reviews on the website to see for yourself. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It's a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts at checkout. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Support the show, please, and tell them our show sent you.
Carvana's so easy, just a click, and we've got ourselves a car. See?
So many cars. That's a click-tastic inventory.
And check out the financing options. Payments to fit our budget. I mean, that's...
Clickonomics 101.
Delivery to our door?
Just a hop, skip, and a click away.
And bought.
No better feeling than when everything just clicks. Buy your car today on Carvana. Delivery fees may apply.
Sara, welcome to my office.
I can't believe I'm really here.
Yeah. We decided to meet up because we got to do this draft, but also I got called into duty. I was made aware that I was going to be attending some Top Chef events this season, and so we kindly asked the folks over at Bravo and Magical Elves, like, hey, could we get the contestant list so we can do the draft? Because I don't want to do the draft knowing anything, Sara.
I know. Well, okay, so let me break it. So Top Chef fans, if you've been living under a Top Chef rock, Tom lives in Charlotte and they're shooting in Charlotte. So probably a fever dream for you that they get to be here. But also we were talking about it and I was thinking are they going to invite you? We got word, get the list. We're going to do the draft first. I think what's so cool about this show is the integrity of not knowing. Yeah. So we got to do the draft before we find anything.
A couple years ago, he went to one of the events in Wisconsin, and so we had a proxy draft where the subscribers at Pack Your Knives were able to have their big board, and then he drafted on behalf of them. That wouldn't be fun with you because I want you to actually have a team and to know things. And so if we waited until I had seen things, it would have compromised the draft.
Plus, I have to be very honest. I really would like Top Chef to call me and tell me that I also get to come out. I'm a little jealous that only you have been invited. So,
Well, you got to move from Paducah to Charlotte.
I know. So I feel like they've had me enough times on the past couple episodes, like seasons, that I'm not going to get the call. But if I do, then I'll know something too. And so I feel like we got to do this blind. And I'm actually kind of digging it. I think I like it more.
All right. So typically, as you know, Sarah, what we do here is we watch the first episode and then we draft, which gives us like some look at the personalities involved, and we get a little bit of like seeing them, because on paper, some of the resumes are really impressive, but until you're like on TV and the cameras are on, maybe you turn into a different person. Like it's like a vampire where it's like as soon as the sunlight comes out, you turn into something totally different. So you like having blind draw, just doing your own research, not having this sort of one episode sample size.
Yeah, and and I saw recently where you guys you did what was her name? You guys did all this stuff, and it was talking about like how much how much they show each winner like in the first episode. So it's like they're influencing my decisions, and I would rather just steer clear of that.
So you even if we didn't like have this in Charlotte, you would have been like, "Hey Tom, can we do the draft before the first episode?"
It would be fun. I feel like this is going to be an experiment, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm like trying to think of like how you compare this to like other drafts, other sports. You get like the videos, right? Like you get to do the research, you get to do all this stuff, but you never really know what's going to happen until they get out there and they're like on the court. So I think that this feels a little closer to like what happens in reality. No?
Well, there's so many horror stories in the NBA where a team will have a big board of their favorite prospects and they bring them in for workouts. And those workouts are like one on a chair. They're like playing against a chair in a gym. And a player will either do really well or really poorly in that 30-minute session, and that colors so much of their evaluation on the player. And there are so many horror stories of that workout being way too influential on their draft pick. So like if you're really good, they'll be like, oh, we got to move him up the board. And if he's really bad and he didn't hit a shot in that 30-minute workout in a random gym, they decide, hey, we're going to actually move him down on the board. And I think actually the little snippets could be misleading. So I want to see how well we did.
I also think that having done so many challenges on Top Chef, that it really is about the food. Like, Tom doesn't like people, right? Like, he loves some people. He doesn't like people, but he doesn't let that ever.
He doesn't like people.
Like, some people he doesn't. Like, some chefs, I think he likes or dislikes more than others. I think Padma was the same way. I think it's just human nature, right? Like, sometimes you feel more of a connection to one chef than the other. But I can say with experience that they don't let that decide like which dish wins and which one goes home. It's all about the food. So maybe we've been letting like the personality play too much into it. And it really should just be about the chef and their pedigree and their caliber and what they do. Right?
I can't wait to see what your...
Plus we've been making decisions and picking people off of what the producers show us. Not the the kind of like unbiased view.
We can only evaluate by which we see.
Yep.
And we're not even tasting it. So we're already kind of blind on that first episode. But if they show more of one chef or they choose to show one chef, I remember it was Danny Garcia in the season that he won. The first episode, I want to say, he didn't cook his chicken right. And he dropped big time in the draft board. It was like, yeah, that guy didn't know how to cook a chicken. And it was like, I can't have him on my team.
Yeah.
And so... yeah, one episode is not enough of a sample size. I think statisticians would have a problem with watching one episode of a 15-episode show, which is already a small sample size of all the stuff that you can see.
Yeah. And it's definitely the most nerve-wracking one, right? Like, it's definitely the first episode. You just don't want to be the first to go home. You're like, I don't care anything else. Just don't let me be the first to go home. That's really what all the chefs, like, we all say that's our mentality. Like, and what's really crazy about like Top Chef compared to other competitions, cooking competitions. And I was talking about this with some other chefs, is that you just don't have to be the worst. You don't always have to be the best. You just can't be the worst.
It's the thing. You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the last person and the bear takes that last person down, and you just got to get past that.
Yeah.
You know, so don't worry about the bear. Just make sure someone else gets eaten by the bear. And
I like that.
you know, so that I feel like that's it. Is you get so wrapped up in don't be the first one. There is also all sorts of psychologists in sports that when you get to the free throw line and you're terrified of screwing up, you envision airballing a free throw, just missing everything, because that's your like fear.
Okay.
And they say you can't think about that when you're up there. But when these guys go up to the free throw and they're poor free throw shooters, all they're thinking about is airballing. So if all you're thinking about as a chef on Top Chef in the first episode is don't get sent home on the first day, kind of feel like you're already in a mode that's not optimal.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take it all the way back to Natalie, like my first season.
Yeah.
Comes out, banger of a dish. Like she's the winner. They are like, everybody's like, oh my God, this girl goes home the next challenge. She tries to make a pie crust in, Kentucky weather, outdoor kitchen. It's like 115 degrees, humidity, and goes home. So it's like, I just don't know if what you get on the first episode is, we should let it sway. So I am going to go with, I think this is how it happens in the future. And thank you, Top Chef, for giving us the list early.
Yeah, we got the list. And I'm happy to say there is a Charlotte chef here. And I'm very proud to have, as a Charlotteer, to have a Charlotte chef on here. We were also alerted that this is a new season, unprecedented, that we have a couple on the show, and a married couple on the show, and twins, right?
Yeah.
Twins?
Yeah, I know.
So right off the bat, this is a really exciting list here. And we've got all sorts of, the resumes are really strong, of course. But first of all, Eric won the fantasy season last year. So he gets the choice of whether, he gets the first pick. So, or you can have the second and third pick. And then so if you get the first pick, you get first and fourth and fifth.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want second and third. I would rather take my top, because unless we pick the same number one person, then I'll still get my access. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
You don't think you've got the same number one as I do?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know though. Maybe. I don't know. I think that probably. I'm also interested to hear on. Okay, so let me say this. So I have. If you've seen me before, I love a spreadsheet. I make a spreadsheet in the back of my chef's notebook, So I looked at how many restaurants each chef owned. I looked at that each one of those restaurants.
No, so don't tell me any of this.
Oh, okay.
You're giving me
okay, but our research has to be done, right?
Yes.
Oh, but you could still change. Okay, I get it.
So if I know what you're valuing because of you're giving me your variables.
Okay, I'll tell you later then, and we'll see.
I feel that.
Okay.
I could have just okay. All right, so you're saying you want 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, and 14. 7 chefs. I get 7 chefs, and then Maze, the producer, gets the last pick.
I feel so bad for him, but that's what he gets.
Okay. All right, so why don't we get started here? Maze, once we're actually doing this, I want you to put in the NBA or the NFL jingle for when the pick comes in. Okay.
I wish I had that man's voice.
Yeah.
The commissioner, what's his name?
Commissioner David Stern is the older one, but then the older commissioner, but the new one is Adam Silver. Oh. NBA. And Roger Goodell is the one in the NFL.
My husband does a great, Stern? The old guy that had the glasses and...
Yes.
Yeah, my husband does a great impression. I can't do it.
Okay. Well, we're going to do the first pick. I'll have the first, the fourth, the fifth, the 8th, 9th, 12th, and 13th. Okay.
All right. Who you got?
I'm not happy about me getting the first pick. I don't feel... Okay. All right. You got to choose.
Did you think I was going to go first pick?
Yeah, because this is your first Pack Your Knives draft. You feel like you would want to
No, I'm going to get...
have your conviction of this is the one chef I want, and I'm going to go get that chef.
Nope.
Okay.
With the first pick of the Pack Your Knives Season 23 draft, Team Tom selects Anthony Jones from Washington, D.C.
Anthony Jones. Okay.
What do you think?
I had Anthony Jones number 8 on my board.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So this maybe I kind of sprung for it a little bit. I reached for Anthony Jones, and I'll tell you why I love Anthony Jones. One, he is a chop champion. That's not like the first thing that I'm looking for, but he's been on TV since a successful chef that has already been in a food competition show, which you can disagree the value of that. There's a bunch of chefs who have won on Chopped, but we do have that as a basis. But more importantly, he's coming from Miami's Red Rooster in Overton. And the big reason why I love this for Anthony Jones is because he's under Marcus Samuelsson, Marcus DC of Marcus Samuelsson fame, and also his right-hand person in the Red Rooster kitchen was none other than Tristan Epps. And a chef, Johnson and Wales from Charlotte, also a grad from Johnson and Wales here in Charlotte. I seem to think I know someone else who went to culinary school in Charlotte, and I'm sitting across from them in my office right now.
That was me. That was like 18-something, 20-something years ago.
Did you know that Anthony was a grad of Johnson and Wales in Charlotte?
I didn't. I like totally. So I pulled up the menu. I looked at the menu. I did a little research on him. He had one dish that I thought, man, this guy, like it's this like crab rice. He does it with like Carolina gold rice, okra, fennel. It's like this blue crab béarnaise and uni. And I feel like I want to eat that dish, but I just didn't know I didn't know that Tristan was worked for him.
This is the Marcus Samuelsson and Tristan tree, right? This is what I'm betting on, is that something in the waters of Miami, and he picked up osmosis from the last winner of Top Chef. That was a pretty banger of a season from Tristan Epps. I am probably a little bit of recency bias. Maybe I'm just striking a little too close to while it's hot, but Tristan Epps had an amazing season last year, and Anthony clearly is coming from like that kind of cloth.
And somebody taught him a bunch of that stuff, right? Like Tristan had to learn all that stuff somewhere.
So you had him at 8?
I had him at 8. I also think I put him kind of low because I do think it's hard to see a repeat of the same styles like 2 in a row. And I feel like Tristan kind of had that like Afro-Caribbean style thing, and he cooks. Like I have Anthony cooking modern. It's like modern American, African, and global influences. He's got a bib gourmand. Like he's got a lot of stuff. But I had him down low, and he's from DC, so I from around that area. So I figure he's back in DC right now. He's probably like really cooking to like his region and locale, probably pulling really good from his roots. So his food is probably banging right now. So I'll give that a good pick.
Executive chef doesn't own the restaurant. How do you feel about are you looking for people who own their restaurants or partners in restaurants? You know what? I'm not even going to say it. I don't want to hear your...
Okay.
Why don't you give me your first pick?
With the second pick in the season 23 draft, Team Sara selects Lawrence Louie from Quincy, Massachusetts.
Where'd you have him?
I have him at number 3 on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read something about his story. I love his story. So he grew up in a restaurant, right? So even though he was like he said he changed his, He changed his career like late in his 20s, and he's just late 30s. So he hasn't been cooking professionally for that long, but he grew up in the restaurant world, in his mother's bakery. So
that counts for something. That's number 1 on your list. What you want to see is someone who's lived this whole life in the kitchen.
Chopped winner, James Stewart semifinalist, Bon Appetit, Best New Chef. He's worked for some really good chefs. I also love that he's like this former academic. Like he was like, that's like, I am a nerd. He's like, I can imagine that he's going to be really smart about it. He's really I'm thinking he's probably really studying it. I like this dude. He's smart. He's traveled. He does like this comfort food with like deep fried goodness type thing. Like I like him. Yeah. And I'm hoping that he picked up some stuff from his mom working in a bakery, because you got to have that. You have to be able to have that like full picture dessert touch on Top Chef.
So when I said Anthony Jones, you're like, I'm getting Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm getting Lawrence. I was excited about that.
So he wasn't far and away your number one. You didn't see. I had him at number 3, so I was close to taking him number 1 overall.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Lawrence. I think. Yeah, I like Lawrence. He also when I was like scoping his Instagram page, he has a little baby, so like he is gonna walk away from his wife and little baby to come and do this.
Is that a feature or a bug?
I think that is like I think that pushes you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I've never been in Top Chef. You've done it twice. Like, thinking about your kids and thinking about your husband back home or thinking about your family, it raises the bar for you.
Yeah. It raises like you're not just doing it for you. Like if you're going to walk away from your kid to go do something, you better fucking make it count, right? Like you better make it count. If you're going to leave your husband at home with your 2-year-old and your 9-month-old while he has COVID and they all have hand, foot, and mouth, and you're going to be like, peace, I'm out to England, you better make it count.
Yes.
Like,
or I would say, I gotta go back home.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be like nervous that maybe that says something about me and my marriage. Is like, I feel bad. I gotta go help with this hand, foot, and mouth. No, you're there for a reason. You gotta go perform.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm upset. I just lost number 3 on my big board, but we'll see what you do on this pick here.
With the 3rd pick, Team Sara selects Sherry Cardoso from New York City.
Mi brasileira.
Yeah. Where'd you have her?
Had her at number 5.
Number 5. All right.
Pretty close here.
I will say that I saw that Sherry and Anthony both work for Marcus Samuelsson.
Yes, big Marcus Samuelsson season.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you think Marcus, did you have your hand in this? Like he had to be like, right. Or maybe he just like put all his chefs up. He was like, he understands like the impact and like the good it can do for a chef. You know, he's been on it a lot. So
do you think that Tristan winning also raises his influence?
Yep. Know? And I think it makes some of those other guys like in that restaurant group, guys and girls, like, yeah, I can go do this. Mm-hmm. And it's a large enough restaurant group that they can lose their executive chef for 2 or 3 months and be okay.
Yeah. So she's coming from, what is it? Metropolis
in New York.
Ooh. Okay. That seems fancy.
Okay. So Sherry got that pedigree. She has got it. She does this like global inspired comfort, but she is, she's serious. She has worked at Le Cirque. She's worked at Per Se. I saw she was like at Per Se for 4 years.
Christoph Balanka and Greg Backstrom.
At, and I'll think of it. Yeah, she's got some like really serious New York City, like she has cut it. She's worked hard. But she's raised in Brazil and she's been doing these like, she runs these like street, like weekly street like collab. So like street food collab. So I think that she has what makes a top chef a top chef. She has the training. She has like, I think she's going to have the finesse. She's going to have the technique. She's going to be able to execute. She's worked in really, really tough, hard kitchens. But I think that like if she can focus, like pull away from those and cook like Brazilian food, because that's not what she's cooking for Marcus.
For sure.
But if she can do that, then she goes far. She goes far. Yeah. But she's never been on TV before.
That was the thing that knocked her down a little bit for me.
Yeah.
I think because as we're in 2025, if you're a chef and you haven't been on some of these shows, I kind of feel like, is there a reason for that? You know, is that not what you're driven to do, is to be in these competition shows? And she doesn't have a huge track record in that space. And so top 5 for me, but I wanted to put her a little bit higher, but I don't have that kind of, whether it's Chopped or some other competition, even what's the Bocuse d'Or like competition? Some sort of competition. Not to say that like getting these jobs and being executive chef at a Marcus Samuelsson restaurant doesn't show some sort of moxie and like having the ability to compete with other chefs to get that job. That counts for something. I'm bummed that you got her at number 3 because I wanted to kind of snag her a little bit later.
I'm liking Lawrence. I'm liking Sherry. I also love, Sherry looks like this tiny, tiny person. She looks like this little bitty tiny person. Like her picture of her, like all her like chef picture, you know, where she has like her arms all crossed.
Yeah.
She can't be more than like a foot taller than the stove. Like she looks tiny. And so I just feel like she's tiny, but I bet you she like has a big bark.
Yeah.
And bite.
Kind of feel like if you've ascended that far in the business by being smaller in stature, that counts for something.
With the fourth pick, Team Tom selects Oscar Diaz from Durham, North Carolina.
Okay. Oscar, another local, like the other local, right?
Yeah. So he's a Raleigh he's building a Raleigh empire. Also 2-time semifinalist for James Beard Award. Let me make sure I get this right. 2-time semifinalist for Best Chef Southeast. Okay. He's got Little Bull in Durham and a couple other restaurants. He's also someone that is in the same city as Savannah Miller from a couple seasons ago, where she's at M Tempura, he's in Durham at Little Bull, and a couple other places. This is my first James Beard snob pick, okay? 2-time semifinalist. Kind of feel like that means something here. And I know I'm from Charlotte, or I'm living in Charlotte, and this might be a homer pick, but I think his resume is fucking great. I think he's got a good resume.
Now I'm like looking at it and thinking I probably made a bad decision not having him higher in the...
Where did you have him?
I had him number 7.
Okay.
But I think I had him number 7. I don't know why I put him so low, because now I'm like looking at all the notes. Like he has 3+ restaurants. He also, okay, so I've got in here, this is my fun facts that I have about him. He used to be a DJ.
How is he not higher than 7?
I don't know. I don't know. And he's like, he curates the playlist for like all of his restaurants. I don't know how, because I feel like somebody who is like curating the playlist for their restaurants, which is something I do. So maybe I'm saying I'm great, but like that's somebody that's like really paying attention to every single detail and like not passing the buck, right? Like they are passing the buck.
Passing the buck.
The buck. Say. Yeah. He's not giving it to somebody else to do. So I feel like I may have messed up. I also have on here that he's a 2-time James Beard finalist. He worked for some pretty good guys. I don't know.
He's from Chicago also.
I know. Why did I put him so low?
We know Chicago, Izard and Flam, et cetera, et cetera. This is a good place to be from, is Chicago. And the story goes that he came to Durham on like a 3-month consulting term, and then just was like, I love this place. I'm staying here. And he built a restaurant empire. So go North Carolina. I'm going with number 4 overall pick, Oscar Diaz. So I have Anthony Jones, Oscar Diaz, who is a Mexican chef, and his restaurants are Mexican based. And I kind of feel like that kind of spreads a little bit of so I've got this like Afro-Caribbean or West African cuisine in Anthony Jones. Then I got Oscar Diaz, a Mexican, and my 5th pick.
With the 5th pick, Team Tom selects Jossie Bindra from Spring, Texas.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I was really hoping that you didn't like him. I have him as number 4. So he's like the next person. No, I have him as number 3. I have him as number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
On your big board.
Number 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had Lawrence, Sherry, him. I think that he's from Texas.
Houston, right? Texas, yeah.
4 restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He's his restaurant.
Which one, right?
Amrina is this like fine dining restaurant in the woodlands of Houston. Of course, Houston's got a huge talent pool on Top Chef. We're talking Don Burrell, talking Evelyn Garcia, and Henry Liu from last season. We've got lots of Houston talent, and he's again, maybe I'm just going like, I'm trying to diversify my cuisines here, that I'm getting an Indian chef here with his turban. He won Chopped, and he claims that he's like the only chef to wear a turban and win Chopped in its history. I love that. Yeah. I want different personalities on my squad. I'm going Jossie, who also, his restaurant when he worked in DC, his restaurant that he worked at got a Michelin mention in the guide, and also the restaurant was featured in the Michelin guide. And he himself got mentioned in the Michelin guide. So kind of feel like he's got some bona fides.
So I have, as my fun fact for him, and I think a reason, so when he won Chopped, he gave all his winnings to charity.
Hey.
Right? Like,
good heart.
He's got a good heart. Like, you want, like, right? Like, you can root for somebody like that. I want to get behind him. I don't feel like we've seen a lot of food. We haven't seen a lot of food from that. And I think that he seems like he's a really good storyteller, just from like watching his Instagram and stuff like that. But what's really interesting about his food is neither Kristen nor Gail nor Tom have a ton of experience with like his style of food. So that was like something that happened like with Eric, for example, in my season. He started putting up this like West African food, and like they couldn't really tell you if it was good fufu or bad fufu. Like they that was like a thing. Like that he made this like Igasi stew, and they were like, well, this doesn't seem right. And he was like, well, that's how the texture is supposed to be. Was it? I don't know, Eric. But
yeah,
the thing is like he might have some stuff, and it's like gonna be a little hard to critique him because you don't know. I don't think that that's if
Padma's out here,
yeah.
Where does let's go there. If Jossie was here and Padma was the host of the season, does that change where you put him on your big board?
Yeah, because Padma would be in love with him. She just like desperately want. No offense, and but she like I think so.
She wants to represent.
Yeah, she wants. So I think that he. Yeah, so I had him. He was going to be my next pick. Thank you for stealing him.
Oh.
Yeah. He was
I feel good now. Okay, yeah.
I had Lawrence and then Sherry and then Jossie was next.
Hello, listener. It's producer Maze here to talk to you about Quince Cookware. I don't know about you, but for me, it's stew season. Been working on my game, making some hearty, saucy, brothy, and delicious stews with my professional grade cast iron Dutch oven from Quince. But let me tell you a little secret. It's actually affordable because with Quince, you're working directly with the factory, straight to the makers, no middlemen, no retail markup, no packaging costs, no fancy storefronts, no big marketing budgets, just quality cookware. Because a stew is only as good as the vessel containing it. So upgrade your kitchen at quince.com/dings for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dings, DINGS, quince.com/dings.
So I got Anthony Jones, Oscar Diaz, and Jossie. You've got Lawrence and Sherry, and with the 6th overall pick.
With the 6th pick of the season 23 draft, Team Sara selects Rhoda Magbatong from Kailua Kona, Hawaii.
I'm taking Rhoda.
Did you watch her little video like in Hawaii that she did? It was like a YouTube, it was like on PBS or something. It was beautiful. I have
missed that.
All right. I have her on 8. I have her 8th on my board. You took her 6th, so it's in the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
she's so sweet, and she did this like PBS. I want to say it's PBS. Maybe it wasn't public broadcasting, but it was this wonderful like 8-minute segment about cooking over an open fire in Hawaii. And I think she knows Sheldon, so like I kind of feel like there's also that Sheldon tree, and Sheldon's like incredible chef in Top Chef lore. So yeah, she was high on my big board.
So I'll say she's not Hawaiian. She's Filipino.
Yeah.
And so what I love about her, okay, she cooks this she's very much cooks sustainable food, very vegetable heavy. I love that style of food if you've ever been to my restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But she is cooking this like Hawaiian regional cuisine. So I think that she probably, if she's able to adapt and like move things around, I think she'll be really good. She's had some Michelin recognition. She also worked for like Jose Andres, Suzanne Goen.
Right?
Yeah, like she had, and
Chateau Marmont.
I know she is, I guess Canoe House, which is like a establishment in Hawaii.
Kailua Kona. I've never been to Hawaii. So.
She is the first female executive chef there ever.
Hell yeah.
So she's got to be doing something right, right?
So Rhoda Magbitong is On your squad now, that's your third overall pick. Your third pick, and who are you gonna follow up with here? Because I this is where it gets interesting. Like I have some like favorites, and then it gets like.
Then you're like, who do
how do I distinguish from the middle of the pack here? So what are you going with?
I will say it was very easy to pick my like first like 5 or 6 that I wanted, and then when it got down lower, I was having like a little trouble like moving them around.
With the 7th pick, Team Sara selects Seeger Bayer from Chicago, Illinois.
Did you want
an interesting cat he is? He's got something about him that I can't put it. He's this kind of I don't know, he does like this underground like dinner series, and I don't know how that counts, like where that is on my like what. It's just, he's kind of a mystery guy for me.
So he never repeats a dish. That's like his shtick. I don't know. Maybe he picked it up from watching The Bear. I don't know. Maybe that's like their whole, he's like, we will never repeat a dish, which is easy. You just.
It does look like the dude that, not the main dude, but the other actor who's got is the Australian accent. Oh, wait, he's like a famous actor. He's the blonde. I don't know. I feel like this guy, Seeger, could be on The Bear.
Yes.
He could be in that show.
I mean, that like, it gives me very much. He gives me very much.
His name is Bear.
Yeah, Bear. But he was at the Publican, and I worked at I worked for that restaurant group, like Publican Quality Meat, like Paul Kahn group. He was there around the same time as me, but I don't remember ever working with him. He's been on TV some. He's done Chopped. He's done Beat Bobby Flay.
Will Poulter. Will Poulter is the actor. Luca on.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I think that he's like this. He grows his own produce, and when I was on Instagram, checking him out, I saw that he and I have a lot of the same friends.
Okay, talk to me about this.
So,
is that points for you?
Some of the friends that we had were all people that we worked like that were buddies of mine that I still like, follow or friends with on Instagram, that when I worked in Chicago. So we must have come up like in the same time frame, but I don't remember him. But Bar, I think it's Bar Berea.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's like BYOB.
Yeah.
Like it looks pretty cool. So but he also gives me that I think he's going to be kind of pompous. I think he's going to be kind of cocky, which is never a bad thing. I mean, he's not going to win fan favorite with it, but I think that it might do well for him in the competition.
I mean, if you proclaim that you've never done the same dish twice, I kind of feel like that is it's not pretentious, but it's like I'm different because all y'all are doing the same shit every night.
He probably has a little book with like 100 sauces and like 100 crispy things, and he just like
ChatGPT, just mix it all up, please. Give me this dish, and I'm going to do it tonight.
I know.
Seeger, I'm not suggesting you're just doing ChatGPT menus.
He could be though.
He's number 9 on me.
Number 9.
Number 9. So we're pretty close here.
Here's the interesting part is that normally, every time I listen to you guys do this, you talk a lot about, well, they did this on their first dish, and this made me think I'm going this way, or the way they behaved here. It's all gone, right? This is just based on
your resume and videos that we watch and whatever we're doing on research.
And are just like weird stalking.
Yeah, I actually have like who follows them on Instagram. Like,
really?
Like who knows these people? And Eric Japan has a lot of people in this season that he's like close with.
Really?
Yeah. I have like a bunch. We'll get into it.
With the 8th pick of the season 23 draft, Team Tom selects Dwen Ha from Los Angeles, California.
She's got a different background. She's more of a wino.
Yeah.
She's got her own like wine business. She imports from France because she was studying in France and has like a background in French, like high-end cuisine, 3 Michelin star restaurants that she used to work at. So it's a little throwing me off. So she's Vietnamese, but she has her own wine company called Bondel, that she's a wine connoisseur, right? But she's also worked at some of these restaurants. I can't tell just based on the resume if she was like the som for these restaurants or whether she was in the kitchen. But then looking at her Instagram, she's like, she knows how to cook. Like she knows how to cook.
Yeah. Here's my note that I have on her. I'm so sorry, Dwayne, when you hear this. I said, I really like her personality, but I'm not sure about her food.
Oh no. Okay.
We will see. I mean, do you remember like early days? Was it Stefan?
Yeah.
Like the guy, he like wore the chef coat with like the big fat tie, and that maybe it wasn't Stefan. I'm talking like first or second season, and he was like a som, and everything was always about like the wine.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
I'm picturing him in my head. Yes.
This is not a. I can picture her making it to Restaurant Wars and being like, you guys, we gotta focus. This has to be like an all natural wine bar for Restaurant Wars. And they're like, yeah, but we're not gonna get to serve natural wine because we're gonna serve the wine who sponsors us. She's like, no, we're gonna fight for this natural wine. I can just see her. I can also see her, which I have no problem with, getting loaded in the stew room. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and I feel like here's who you're thinking of when I think is this your guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven Asperino.
Does he look the exact same?
That guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
Flash his photo right now, Maze.
Yeah.
That
Steven Asperino. From what season?
It's like 1 or 2.
All right, so if she didn't have the wine on her resume, but it was just like I worked in these restaurants, it would be different for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, she does like this Vietnamese, like French fusion. I think if she didn't have the blonde or she didn't have the wine on there, so I actually have her as my 12th person, my 12th pick.
Man, Gwen, I got you. I am
pick.
here for you. I am Team Gwen. Team. Didn't even say her name right. Team Gwen. She also was on Chopped, so watch out, Sarah. She was a Chopped champion, so you can't just say, "Hey, her food isn't as up to snuff of her wine accolades." She won on Chopped, so that's got to count for something. I've got her on my squad, and she's. I'm a little worried. Like, I wonder how Top Chef is going to play this. Like, is she going to be able to like say, "Oh yeah, Bondel wine"?
So, so you can so they're kind of like, you can wear your stuff with like your logo and like talk about your things, but they don't really want you to.
Yeah.
But like you can say like, as long as you own the logo.
I don't drink beer. Can we get in the stew room a little bit of my Bondel wine imported from France?
I know.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
With the 9th pick, Team Tom selects Brittany Cochran from Buzz City, Charlotte, North Carolina.
I didn't think you'd take her. You wouldn't dare steal the Charlotte chef from me. Shout out to Brittany Cochran from Stagione.
Brittany, I'm so sorry. I had her 13th or like 13th on I had her way down there.
Yeah. This is my Charlotte coming out right now. I didn't want to lose her. I got to eat in this town, and if I see her around, I want to be able to say, I got you on my team. So Team Brittany.
I mean, she worked for like Mark Forgione. She was at Maria. Maria is just such a classic in New York. It has.
I can't say that I've eaten anyone else's food on this season except for Brittany, and it was excellent.
Well, Italian chefs do well on Top Chef, but they don't win that often.
They get far.
They're
bridesmaids, not the bride.
Yep. I know that all too well, and I don't make pasta. I like her. I had her low. I don't know why I had her so low.
She hasn't been on TV much from what I can tell. She's the local chef. So here's where I ask you, put you on your soapbox. What is it like to be the hometown chef on your season?
It's hard. So for first season 16, it was myself and Caitlin. Caitlin sadly went home first. She was from Cincinnati, which I don't think a lot of people think is local, but Cincinnati's.
Flew to Cincinnati for a wedding a few months ago to hang out with my college friends. Didn't realize that the airport for Cincinnati is in northern Kentucky.
Yeah, I know. It's essentially it's Kentucky. I mean, I don't even think, Ohio. Kentucky sounds cooler than Ohio anyway.
Yeah, well, it depends if you're from Ohio or Kentucky. I'd imagine some people from Columbus or Cleveland would argue with you.
Yeah.
You're from Paducah. Of course you're going to say that Kentucky sounds cooler. They're probably like, oh, you hicks from Kentucky with your overalls and moonshine.
I'm a good 5 to 6 hour drive from Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. So
It's far.
Yeah.
It's far.
But shout out to Young Buck. She and Brian Young's sandwich shop in Cincinnati.
Fabulous.
Awesome. It's so good.
Okay, here's a behind the scenes Caitlin. It was Caitlin Clark. No, it wasn't Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Young. Caitlin Clark is come on, Jesus, Sarah. Okay, so Caitlin and Brian, that's the first ever Top Chef baby.
Yes.
They met on Top Chef 16 Kentucky, and they eventually fell in love, and they have a baby now.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are so sweet.
They're so nice.
They were so much fun to hang out. I went there with my wife, and they had to serve people, but I could have hung out there for hours and talking to them. Caitlin's so fun. Cincinnati is basically on the Ohio River, and so it is Kentucky. So I kind of feel like, do you claim Cincinnati as Kentucky?
Yeah, I mean, I claim the food of Cincinnati, like Skyline chili and all that stuff. I essentially think that that's just Kentucky food. And a lot of people in Kentucky are Reds fans or Bengals fans, things like that. So I think that we can exist cohesively together.
Yeah, so you kind of felt like in your season of Top Chef, you and Caitlin were repping.
Yeah, well, so the thing is so what I was getting to that is she never really got the opportunity to be the local person because she went home first. So normally they'll have two locals. I feel like that's they try to pick two kind of hometown or home state or whatever.
Is Caitlin from Kentucky?
She's not. She's from Cincinnati. But
okay.
I mean, we're in Lexington and Louisville the majority of the time. It's an hour away. So it's definitely more local than Paducah is.
Yeah. If you fly into Cincinnati, you're actually flying into Kentucky.
Yep.
I learned from Allison, my wife, who's like, yeah, it's right on the Ohio. And what is the town called?
That's
in Kentucky that you just go across the river into Cincinnati.
Covington.
That's
Covington, right. Yeah. But it's a lot of pressure. I think that I felt an added pressure because I mean, it's hospitality is what we do, right? What I do. So I felt this need that I needed to be hospitable and show Kentucky off. And I didn't need to. Top Chef was going to do that. I just felt like I was supposed to do it.
First restaurant I went to, my friend Kristen Weil, who runs the Unpretentious Palate site, which is basically one of the top, if not the top, food critic sites in Charlotte. It's a great magazine. If you haven't subscribed, you got to subscribe to Unpretentious Palate. Went out to dinner with her, and she was like, "Hey, we're going to Stagioni because you're gonna love this restaurant." It was awesome. It's Italian food, but my favorite thing about Stagioni is it's an open kitchen. So she doesn't know this, Brittany, but Alice and I love sitting at that counter, watching the kitchen work. And a lot of people I gotta say, I love that. The kitchen counter seat where you're just mixing it up with all the chefs and stuff. You have it at Freight House. I love that seat. I actually prefer sitting up there at those seats than at the regular tables. And watching Brittany work and the food that she was very friendly, personable, and maybe I talk too much when I'm sitting there. I don't know how you feel about that, but it was great. And one thing they do with Stagioni, which is awesome, is they serve pizzas, fancy pizzas, but they have scissors at the table, so they don't cut them up. You cut with the scissors at the table. That's fun.
I would be a total schmuck and cut a circle out of the center of it, and then wait for you to go to the bathroom. When you come back, the whole center of the pizza is gone. And be I don't know, man.
What happened?
Or I would probably, if I got a kid's pizza, I would cut a little face so my children would eat it. Mm-hmm. I would have so much fun with those scissors.
Stagioni, go check it out, and we'll have to find a time where you go to Stagioni. We'll see if you actually do that. So Brittany is going on my team. I'm happy I did have my Charlotte chef.
Okay, this is where I got really, really torn. Okay.
So you have 2 slots here, and let's just put it on the big board here. The brothers are still available and the couple are still available. We haven't even touched them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chefs left, and 4 of them are together.
Do you want to hear who I pick first, or do you want to hear why I was so torn? I'm going to take them anyway. Like, you're not going to get them from
There's
me.
no reveal here.
Okay. Do I want to keep the brothers together, or do I want to keep the couple together? Because I feel like one of us has to like bank on one of them. So I'm like torn because when I look at my list, I have one of the brothers, and then I have Jennifer, and then I have one of the brothers.
So you're deciding whether you want to go team brothers or team
Yeah,
couple.
because I don't want to separate them. I want to be like, because I think that, so like Kelsey and I, for example, we were friends for a decade before we went on Top Chef. And there is something about having somebody there that you can fully trust, and you can be like, taste this. Like Kelsey and I would like go sit in the room by ourselves and like talk about each other's menu items and like help each other on dishes, all the way down to the finale, to the final meal. We were still sitting in the hotel in the morning.
You're competing against each other.
I know, but fuck, like she's your friend. Like if I'm not going to win, I want her to win. That was like essentially what it was. I was like, if I'm not going to win, I'm sorry, Eric, I love you. I want Kelsey to win. She's like one of my oldest, like kind of like culinary friends. So I think that you either see the brothers rise or you see the couple rise.
With the 10th pick of the season 23 draft, Team Sara selects Brandon Dearden from Hamilton, Montana.
Okay. Yeah.
Which means obviously you know what I'm going to go for the next one.
Yeah.
But
Jonathan.
So Brandon got a couple restaurants. I also realized once I started looking at Brandon, I follow him on social media.
Is he the chef executive or is that his brother?
He is the.
There's a TikTok.
He's the TikTok Instagram guy.
Brandon Dearden is the TikTok and chef authorized is his.
Yes. And I like see him do shit. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Like I like watch his stuff. He does like some really like kind of fun stuff. He's out in Montana. He has a really big social following. Not that matters because, he also like, he's not making those videos of himself. I mean, somebody's following him around with a camera.
I have it down here. He has 66,000 followers on Instagram and no one else in the competition has more than 10.
He has 540 on TikTok.
540,000.
540,000 on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's a red flag for me.
That's a red flag. I mean, I don't know that it really matters because both of the restaurants that he has look fabulous. And one is definitely like more high end. It's called Ember. And then he has Grano, which is like definitely like a more casual concept similar to Ember. But the menu looks delicious. The food looks delicious. I read the Google reviews. It looks, people love it.
You read the Google?
I did. I read the Google reviews of people's restaurants.
If I came into your restaurant and said, I read the Google reviews, that's why I'm here, how would you feel about that?
I'd be like, fuck off, Tom.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the thing is like,
taking into consideration, why didn't you have him higher then? If you took,
I don't know because there were so many. So I had Brandon as number 8.
Okay.
Everybody above Brandon has been taken. Lauren, Sherry, Jossie, Rhoda, Seeger, Oscar. He was the next one that I had open. So I decided to go with my gut because I had Brandon. I had him as my 7th pick. So I'm picking Brandon and then Jonathan. I'm sorry. Nothing against you. I'm sure that you have never felt any pressure, you and your twin brother, to compete against each other or who will succeed. Could you imagine having a twin? That would be so hard. But I am keeping the twins together.
I have a twin.
You have a twin?
I have a twin sister, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And if I was on we specifically, when you raise twins, you don't have them in the same classroom because of the competition. Like you don't.
I don't think I knew you had a twin sister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah. Him and I were never in the same class, and for a good reason, because if we were in the same class growing up, it would be just competition and just like you're either super close and like allied on everything, and you're always just like she's on my hip, I'm on her hip, or we're like just like at odds all the time because just competitively, right?
Yeah.
So the parents, my mom and dad just separated us. And maybe that's informing why I had them so low on my board, is just because I have a twin and I kind of feel like two things. One, I would be in my own head about beating my twin competitively. Two, I think everyone else would see it as we're an alliance and we need to take them out. And this is kind of weird that there are twins on the show. Watch out for them. They're going to like help each other out.
1000%. That's why I'm keeping them together. I think if one rises, they both do.
But I feel like the other chefs want to take that out. They want to break up the twins because it just feels like that's a team. That's an alliance. It's Survivor when they have these little clans together.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you who I always have another alliance with, and I know it's not Top Chef, but it's Tournament of Champions. Nene and I. People were like so freaked out that Nene and I, even when Nene and I were about to go and cook against each other, we were like, what are you going to do if you get pig's heart? We were like, well, you could do this, you could do that. Like for me, it's not like the competition is the competition. It's going to be there. It's going to be there when you're not.
The integrity's still upheld, but I kind of feel like
no,
you don't have you don't have your fangs out.
I know it's not like, it's just not how I like collaboration. I like that the collaboration allows me to be a better competitor.
In the NBA, they have this saying, which is, I want to beat them at their best.
That's what I'm looking for right there. That's it. Like, why do I want to win if somebody's doing horrible? That's why, like, I would give people, I'd be like, oh, here, you can have half of my buttermilk. I'll just buy, waffle mix that has buttermilk powder in it. It's okay. Like, here, I'm so sorry that I took all the buttermilk, and then it like bites me in the ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I am taking the brothers. So the other thing, Jonathan is actually the corporate chef of a very large restaurant group, and he is overseeing a lot of stuff. Now, does that mean that he's been on the line a lot?
Yeah.
Probably not. But he has done the Chew, he's done Chopped, he's done Beat Bobby Flay. He's like a big
Nina
CrossFit.
Compton and Larry Miller both follow him on Instagram, and that it counts for something in my book.
Yeah.
That's my Miami Mafia coming into play, is Larry Miller of Compare Lepin and Nina's partner.
Yeah.
When they're following him and they're tight, counts for something.
Yeah. He's like big, like fitness CrossFit guy. I was never on shape when I went into Top Chef, and sometimes I think that didn't like bode well for me. And so there is like an endurance aspect to Top Chef.
Gregory Gourdet being like a long distance,
He's like,
marathon runner. Yeah.
I know.
Just kind of feel like that is something. And in Danny Garcia, like in their season, in Danny Garcia's season when he won, it was like, I would go out and run like 5 miles every morning.
Do you remember the one? I can't remember who it is, but I can picture it. They're in Charleston and they're like running around and they have to do that like scavenger hunt for their ingredients. And I want to say it's either like Katsuji or Sheldon is like on a team with like 2 women that are like in very good shape. And he's like, oh, he's like crying and they're like screaming at him to like run faster. I can't remember if it's Katsuji or Sheldon, but they are like screaming at him to run faster. And he's
Katsuji, also a North Carolina chef in Raleigh.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe we'll see him this season. So physical fitness.
Physical fitness. I think that like I can see him like making it to Restaurant Wars and doing really well. Like a corporate chef is like a whole nother level of chef, but you only get to that level if you are able to like really succeed. Like
He's got the business acumen.
Like, yeah, he's got that. Like he's got that stuff. Like I think he'll be like good with like time management. But yes, I did take the twins. Now I'm not forcing. I am insinuating. Are you going to keep the couple together or are you going to break them up?
Well, why don't I just reveal it right now?
With the 12th pick, Team Tom selects Nana Wilmot from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Nana Wilmot.
So guess what? I'm not revealing that I'm taking the couple here because I'm going with Nana.
Okay.
It's an interesting profile here, I gotta say. She is. She runs like a Ghanaian West African kind of supper club. She's from Philly. It's called Love That I Need, and this is a pun. Love That I Need, KNEAD, because she's really good with bread. And so it's Love That I Need is her little supper club that she does. She's also she's super close with Lana from last season.
I liked Lana.
Yeah, she's awesome. Also on Top Chef, Pack Your Knives last season. It was great to have her. She does a lot of like cooking collabs with people that I love. Eric Ajapong also in this kind of Nana orbit, as well as over at Marcus Samuelson's restaurant in Harlem that Eric took me once. I'm going to pull it up. 1 second, Maze. It's gonna be here. It's called. It's a Swedish African restaurant, which is fun.
Havemar. Yeah.
So Nana, don't know which the pronunciation is, but Nana. Nana did a collab with the executive chef there at Havemar, and it was awesome.
It was good.
It was really
She
good.
has some like, I mean,
Chef Variel.
She worked for Wolfgang Puck. She worked for Jose Garces. I had her lower on my board.
Well, yeah, we're at 12.
Yeah, I had her listed as 14 because she doesn't have a restaurant. And the not having a restaurant, I always kind of scares me. But then I think back to the fact that Eric didn't have a restaurant and he did great on our season. He was like private chef in it, but they historically don't do super well. So I had her lower down, but I would love to, she has a supper club. Yeah. She has she's obviously doing it.
Yeah. And she's worked with a lot of Top Chef alums, so I kind of feel like for sure she deserves to be here. And she's 12th on our list, and honestly, all of these chefs are awesome.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
With the 13th pick, Team Tom selects Jennifer Jackson from Suttons Bay, Michigan.
I'm breaking up the couple. I'm a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Jennifer from Gilchrist Winery. She's in this competition with her husband, Justin. And by virtue of me taking the 13th pick, you will have the 14th pick, and then Maze will have the 15th pick. We'll see what you do here. But I am not going to have the couple on my team. I've decided to split them up. Yes, I'm a homewrecker. Yes, this is a terrible thing, and we shouldn't have split them up in our Top Chef draft. But I feel pretty good about Jennifer here, and the fact is, you know what?
Her pedigree. So I had her way higher on my list. I had her Jennifer number 9, but I had to decide if I was taking. I just felt like I needed to either take the twins or the other. So I had her at 9. So I mean, she's.
So if it was between her and Justin, you're taking Jennifer, but I took Jennifer.
Yep.
And so I like her resume. I think the whole marriage thing is wonderful. It's a great storyline. However, it scares me. I don't know.
Like when one goes out, the other just crashes.
Like what if Austin was in your competition with you? Like if Allison was on, and if she was eliminated, I would feel a certain way, and it would just, I don't know. It rises. I'm glad we're having this season because I want to see how it plays out, but it raises a lot of emotional elements that we haven't really seen on Top Chef.
No, I like it. I like it. But she's she was at Chez Panisse, she was at Le Bernardin, she was at Prune. Oh, what a great restaurant.
So she was high on your board. So
she was high on my board, but I chose to go with the couple with the same DNA as opposed to the couple without it. But I think she looks good. And after I got this list, I was like, I know this place. And then they've invited me up to come and do a dinner a couple different times.
Oh, really?
And it's never worked out for me
it's
to
up
go.
In Michigan? Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, and they really started reaching out maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago. I'm wondering if they that's when the first start of the Top Chef stuff was calling, and they were like, let's get some Top Chef people in here, and we'll we'll get there's some information, some intel, which I'm always down to share. I believe in the sharing of knowledge, but yeah, I think she's I think she's a solid pick. We're already in the 7th round.
Yeah, this is your last chef. Yeah,
my last chef.
Team. Yeah.
With the penultimate and 14th pick of the Pack Your Knives Season 23 draft, Team Sara selects Justin Tutla from Suttons Bay, Michigan.
He was so
Bunny Bunny was like a big time Detroit restaurant.
Yes.
That they were working together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they must have worked because he also was at Le Bernardin, Chez Panisse. He is the Caesar salad king.
Excuse me if this is an asshole comment. Is that what you want to be the king of?
No. Well, I mean,
I kind of feel like it's
maybe if they're going to pay you like $1 million or something, but
he's a Caesar salad king.
Yeah, Caesar salad king. So I don't know if it's self-proclaimed or someone gave him the title, but that is, yeah.
I'd rather be like the paella king or something like that.
Yeah.
El Rey de Paella.
I don't know though. If you were like the Caesar salad is classic, right? If you were crowned like best Caesar salad in the world, it'd be pretty fucking.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
yeah,
serious Caesar salad.
When I'm hungover, I want nothing more than a Caesar salad and French fries. That's my go-to.
I like to take a whole head of romaine. Okay, you cut it in half, and I feel like people do this all over the place, but this is like one of the dishes at the restaurant. If we tried to take off, people would like riot. This really beautiful like romaine or crisp head or little gem or whatever you want, olive oil, salt and pepper on the hottest part of the grill for just like
torch it.
Yeah, a little bit, and then we do this like anchovy dressing that is just it's got to be at least 10% raw garlic and 10% anchovy. Like it is so spicy all over it. Griddled red onions, Castelvetrano olives are like all torn up, and then we do these like garlic breadcrumbs.
As you're describing this, I remember eating this.
It's so good. And then like we'll serve it every once in a while. You get a person's like, "Can I get a Caesar salad cut up?" And I'm like, "No, we're not cutting your Caesar salad. You can cut your own fucking lettuce, buddy."
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you're like really old or something, we'll do it. Yeah. But I would take Caesar salad queen or king. I would take that. But you're right. No, do you want to be?
I mean, I didn't know this about him, so maybe if I did know about it, it would change things. But Justin Tutla and Jennifer Jackson are split up in Pack Your Knives draft on the fantasy squads.
Tutla just kind of makes me giggle a little bit.
It is a great name.
It's like, yeah, Tutla.
It's different than Jackson. If I'm her, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I feel. You know, Allison, her last name is Hall, and she was like, I just wanted a unique name, and here you come with Haverstraw. And it was like my dream come true. So maybe that's the only thing she finds me attractive is that I have a weird last name. But it was a thing for her. It was like, I have a boring last name. And she just was like, it would be really cool to have like a unique last name.
Yeah, I did not take my husband's name. I was older when we got married. You know, I was like, I had already like established myself. And so I was like, if you want to take my name, he's like, nah.
Tutla's fun though.
Tutla's fun. I like that name.
Yeah. What is that? I want to know what that is.
What's Habershaw?
German, but I'm not German. I'm Greek. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's Greek, and he was born Kalakis, so my name should be Tommy Kalakis, which is way more fun. I kind of feel like, but his mother remarried into Haberstroh when his father died, so he was Charles Kalakis. Then when he was like 8, he became Charles Haberstroh.
Were you a Tommy growing up?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Tommy Boy.
No, well, Tommy Boy, but also Tommy by The Who.
I was just gonna say, Tommy Boy is my favorite movie of all
Tommy
time.
Boy is a fabulous movie. Yeah. But Tommy by the Who, he's the pinball wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I showed that to my kids.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too soon, but they didn't get it. They just.
This might be the Burke Spring bourbon talking here, but Alice and I, when we go home.
Let me see that bottle. My cup is empty. We should tell us what we're drinking really quick.
Okay,
I swear to you guys, this is not a plug. It is. I am honestly asking because it's really delicious.
Burke Spring bourbon is my father-in-law. His best friend in Louisville is Dick Burks from the Burke Spring bourbon family.
Yeah,
and they had this old recipe, just like kind of had died in some sort of when bourbon kind of collapsed 100 years ago. They resurrected the recipe and they found it and like did some sort of like forensic, basically putting the mash bill together. And they decided to, like, a couple years ago, Dick Burks emailed my father-in-law, was like, hey, would you guys want to like go in on a business where we just try to see if this bourbon is any good?
it's really good.
And they came out like last year, and their 7-year just got bottled, and apparently it made the trip. If you read Pappyland about, Pappy Van Winkle and all that stuff, making the trip is so interesting to me. Is just that you don't know if the recipe will last, like it won't make the trip. Like if you bottle it and at the end of the 5 years you taste it, it's like garbage, it's gasoline. But they open it up after 7 years and they're like, it made the trip. This is delicious. So this is not 7-year, but they're coming out with a 7-year Burke Spring bourbon.
It's really good. Like really beautiful color. Good job to you gentlemen.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of bourbon. And you told me about this, and I was like, and I'm looking, as I see the bottle now, I realize we have it on the shelf at Freight House, and it's really good.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get you one of these handpicked select bourbons.
Yes.
That would be really cool. But what I was saying was, when we first like started dating, and we would go back home to my hometown, like to see my parents and stuff, all the girls back home call me Tommy. And she was like weirded out by it. She was like, wait, no, that's Tom. Because she only knew me as like when I was like 18 to 22 back in college. So she knew me as Tom. And all these girls were like, Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. And she was like, like this.
She didn't like it?
She didn't like it. She likes the name Tommy, but for some reason it was, and you know what? I should ask her about the real story here. But to me, it was almost like their name for me,
She was establishing her dominance.
That's right.
She was like, no, he is a Tom now, and he is mine.
Yeah. And we got married, and the rest is history.
Oh.
So she won. But everyone from home calls me Tommy. Tommy Habs.
Yeah. I feel like in a kitchen, a lot of times people end up having a name that's 2 syllables.
So you worked out okay.
Yeah. But you need, I
Did
feel
you have
like...
a nickname in a kitchen?
My nickname growing up was Bradley. Because everybody's called me Bradley. Because there was a bunch of friends. If you're my age, your name's probably either Jennifer, Sarah, or Ashley. And so
Yeah.
at Jew camp, there was 4 Sarahs in my cabin. So we all went by our last name. And then when I got to college, I lived with another girl named Sarah. And there were other, in our friend group I can't even remember. I mean, there were 2 different Sarahs that I lived with at 2 different times in college. There were so many Sarahs. So we all went by our last name.
Yeah.
But
so Bradley stuck as your
Bradley stuck.
People called you Bradley.
But in the kitchen, I'm Sarah. But you need 1 syllable is not enough to grab somebody's attention, right? You need 2 syllables.
So I'd be Tommy.
You'd be Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how we got here. How do we get here?
I don't know. Through 3 glasses of your father-in-law's bourbon. Okay, Justin Tutla. Now.
Oh, Tutla. What is the origin of Tutla? You asked me, Haberstro.
Oh, here we go.
So that leaves Day Joseph. I don't feel like she deserves to be the 15th pick, but Maze, congratulations. She might go far in this competition. But like you said earlier about Nana. Like you said about Nana, doesn't have her own restaurant and kind of feel like that might work against her. But again, Eric, also in the Day Joseph orbit, I feel like Eric, if he doesn't know the list by now, he had to have been a consultant because they're all there's 6 people who are Eric Ajapong orbit people on this season.
Okay, so here's how it works. There's a gentleman. I won't give out your name because I'm pretty sure he listens to this, but I won't say his name. He's in charge of a lot of like the casting and the talent and all the stuff that come on. So he usually sends an email out after you've been on the show. When they start looking, he's like, hey, we're starting to look for chefs. If you have anybody that you want to put their name out, send it to us. So I have a couple guys that I have recommended every single year because I think they would be great on the show. They've both gone through the process a couple times, but never like making it on.
Right place, right time. And you just don't know if it's...
So they ask the chefs that have been on the show for recommendations, like, because it feels like it's one of those things, like you're already kind of vetted, you've got somebody who knows what's going on. And so that is a way that they pull a lot of the chefs in. They're asking the judges that are coming on, do you have any recommendations? I mean, they also have tons of people that are trying out or, sending in their tapes and stuff. But I think it's really gotten to be like a word of mouth.
Yeah. And it kind of makes sense, and also it could be the other, if we look at it differently, everybody loves Eric. So of course, Eric knows all these people. It's because Eric is a great dude.
Genuinely the nicest person ever.
So like, of course he has a lot of people on Top Chef who follow him or he follows them because he's wonderful.
With the 15th and final pick of the Pack Your Knives Season 23 draft, Team Maze selects by default Day Joseph from Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm going to speak for Maze here. Maze, just so you know, you got the last one, but let me give you her details.
Yeah, Balud?
Rising star chef, worked at Balud, worked at Danielle, left Marc Jacobs, so she's like a fashion.
Yeah, she makes sure she wears high heels. Like that's her thing, her signature thing.
In the kitchen?
Yeah. I don't know if in the kitchen, but like it's kind of her thing. She loves wearing stilettos.
Yeah, she like left Marc Jacobs to go cook, and she does these like 17 course pop-ups. So I don't think that like, and not that it matters, but she is kind of a fox.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a fox.
Yeah.
Not that it matters when you're in the kitchen, but I have to say when I saw her, I thought, wow, she is stunning. Stunning.
Yeah. And she's from Marc Jacobs, so you know that she's just, she's got this fashion appeal to her that when I was doing the research, I was like, there can't be like the hotter you are, the lower you are on the board, because with like it's just you can't be that good looking and also that good as a chef in my mind. It's like it's just so many different factors here, but maybe there are people as good looking as she is and she's in the ring.
I mean, there's me. There's been some good looking chefs come off of Top Chef. I mean, I'm definitely not as good looking as her. She's Fox.
She is.
She's Fox.
Well, and I do think that she does like a lot of, not just like herself, but like plating and like visually it's art.
It's art. Yeah. Like her plates are beautiful. You can tell like that she was in like the fashion industry. And I swear, Day, we are not playing down the fact you are on Top Chef. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're on Top Chef. Like you have your seat at the table. Her plates were beautiful. But it's hard. It's if when you have a lot of time to put together like a 17-course tasting menu, that takes a lot of planning and a lot of like, there really goes a lot into that. But the reason I had her so low is because, yes, you can plan a 17-course tasting menu, but can you pop out one beautiful dish that you have to shop and plan on a team in 90 minutes? That's the real question.
Atlanta, Georgia, Dine with Day. She was a private chef for Meek Mill and Rick Ross. Also, we have to say that's awesome.
Yes.
So someone's got to be last. Brock Purdy's the starting quarterback for the 49ers. He was the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. Someone's got to be the last pick in the draft. So Day. Congratulations on being Top Chef. I'm sorry that we drafted you 15th. And Maze, you've got a good one.
I mean, what if she just destroys us? What if you win with only one person on your team? Like what's statistically that's just like bizarre. There's like it's so
Well, what's interesting about this is that in years past, the 15th chef was already eliminated. So Maze would have to get the chef that would go through Last Chance Kitchen. And it was kind of like, good luck. You got to win 8 in a row to get back into the competition or whatever it is. So this year, it's actually like very possible that Maze just landed the season 23 Top Chef. So yeah. Oh wait. So let's talk about this. I feel like our top half of the board. I feel like our boards are pretty similar.
they're pretty similar.
So I guess are we evaluating in similar fashion? How did you do this?
Okay, so I looked at the amount of restaurants they owned.
I did not.
I did. I thought if you have 3 or 4 restaurants and you have the ability to step away for 2 to 3 months,
Interesting.
like that means that you have been able to train if you are able to have 3 to 4 restaurants and you can step away for that long with like very limited contact.
I've never considered the stepping away from your restaurant factor of why they're a better Top Chef candidate.
Yeah, especially if you own those restaurants. Like if you're part of a restaurant group, I don't really think it plays in too much. So I have on here as to whether or not they are the owner or if they work for someone else and how many restaurants they own. And I thought that was really important because, right, like as chefs, we are supposed to be able to train people to do the job. And so if you can teach people how to do it, you can very easily like step into the position where you have to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. So I looked at that. I thought that was important. All right. What was your number? That was like first thing on my list. Now give me one of yours.
This might be superficial, but yeah, I wanted to see your awards. I wanted to see James Beard. I wanted to see, whether you're on Chopped. I know that's a TV show, but I felt like that was something that I would write down. I wanted to see whether your restaurant was on Michelin or New York Times or whatever publication. I wanted to know that. I found that on my big board, I feel like recency bias, whether it's a bias or a plus, I kind of felt like I wanted people who have the same kind of pedigree that's been successful recently. Whether that's because consciously Gail, Tom, and Kristen are valuing those things, or maybe there's just something, a je ne sais quoi, an element that we don't really know, but why Tristan Epps did so great and Eric Ajapong did so great. So I got Anthony, who has got, both of them kind of in his orbit. That's why I had him at number 1, was just like, I kind of feel like he's got, and Marcus Samuelson, I don't think Tristan is the first person under his wing that has been successful on the show. So Marcus has a few people in this season, and I kind of feel like I got, on paper, Anthony, a really strong, and did Chopped come in to your evaluation at all?
No, I wrote down if they had been on other TV shows, because I do think there's a thing that happens that you don't understand, and it's like the stand around and wait, right? Like you do that in a restaurant, like you're not really standing around, right? But you're like waiting for service to start, or say you do a private event, like you're literally like everything's ready to go, standing around and waiting. There is a significant amount of that in television production, right? Like you need that. It's got to happen at this exact moment. Everybody has to take their breaks. You're like ready to roll, and they're like, we got a break for lunch. Like there's a lot of stand around and wait, and it's because we are constantly ready to fire. Like we're ready to go, we're ready to go, we're ready to go, but we have to we have to like listen to everybody else. So I looked at had they done TV, because I thought it might give them a little bump in like understanding like what is going to happen. Like you got to get there early, you got to get mic'd, you got to do all this stuff.
I have chef role, like at the restaurant. I have this is why we're vibing, is because I have a spreadsheet here. Mm-hmm. The other columns: restaurant, city, state, JB ? James Beard, Top Chef Tree ? Chopped ? I hate to say it. Instagram followers, just to see their popularity and how famous they are in social media, or how often they're posting on social media. Notes, just like random notes, and cuisine. Anything else I'm missing here that you feel like is important?
Who they worked for. Did you put that like?
That was kind of in the notes.
Yeah.
I would say.
I had a whole section of like just who they worked for, because like I think it's interesting to see like Sherry, for example. Tom, she's got like this Italian, she's got this like Le Cirque, which is like French, she's got this Per Se, which is this like weird, like, I mean, I know they all kind of exist in this like super fine dining world, but they're very different types of cuisine. And now she's like working for Marcus Samuelsson. Like I looked at like, even like, who do I have on here? Who is that? Even like Nana.
Yeah.
Like she has like, the people she worked for are really kind of all across the board. So even though she's doing this like West African style food, she worked for a bunch of people who did not do that. Yeah. And so I thought that was like an interesting way to see, where they worked.
It's one thing I would love, Carly Levitz. If you haven't subscribed, go check out Pack Your Knives Substack. Get all of her studies, statistical analysis on all sorts of different genres about Top Chef. And she's a data nerd who thinks, does the number of Instagram followers matter in Top Chef? And that's something that I've never really thought about until this past season. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to track this. I'm going to see how many followers you have on Instagram. And it seems very superficial, but I feel like it's one of the reasons why the Deardens, Brandon, I kind of felt like the fact that he had a huge TikTok following made me a little bit weary of, is his heart in winning Top Chef, or is he more about, I don't know, can he step away from his TikTok for 6 months?
I will say his TikTok following, I believe, is his restaurant, not him.
Okay.
I think it's his restaurant. Because it's Ember.
What you said was...
Yeah, it's Ember. Yeah, I think I don't know if it's him or if it's Ember, but he's the face of it.
Yes.
He's the face of it, but it might be the restaurant. I can't remember. I just like scrolled back over. He was at Cezanne. He was at Alinea. He was at Danielle with like, I don't know. He might come through.
Any other thoughts about this group here? Like any things we're missing? Any sort of dynamics about? We have some supper club kind of private chefs, not caterer, but more. They don't have their own restaurant, which is going to be fun. We have the couples. We have the twins on the show. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say before we wrap up here. No Kentucky. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you. Do you know any of these chefs?
Do I know any of these chefs? I do not know a single one of these chefs.
Is that something you are anticipating every year? Top Chef is like, do I know these people?
Well, yeah. I mean, I look. Like my favorite thing is to not know who wins. I have avoided it every year. And one year somebody told me, and I was so mad. I was so upset. It takes a lot of the fun out of it. I think that I'm glad we're doing the draft now because we know that you are going to eventually head into some of these, or you've been invited.
Yes.
And so
I'm going to see.
You're gonna find out
at a certain point. And granted, I don't really know these chefs. Like I've never seen them in person except for Brittany. So I might see them at a thing and not really remember who that was. Even your season in Top Chef Kentucky, we went and I remember seeing Eric because he's beautiful, and I remember seeing the striking gentleman over there, and I was like, oh, I remember him. So afterwards, when we actually watched Top Chef, I was like, I remember that guy, right? Yeah. I remember Brian Young because he was 8 feet tall, and he was but I don't remember. I probably saw you, but I don't remember.
Did you only dine in one of the restaurants?
Yeah, but remember, it was like this big warehouse, so you're kind of walking throughout, like you're being Sherpa'd here and there to different spots around. So like, I think we probably saw each other, but like, I don't remember anyone other than Eric because he was at the restaurant that I dined at, and Brian because he was front of house.
It was, if you take it back to like the Rep Arena Challenge, they had a bunch of chefs. Like we all had like extra people out there helping us. It was like 3 people and then 3 chefs. So like, I think there were 6 people out there helping.
What do you mean? Like
each team, like at Rep. So they were. It was down to like 6 chefs, but there were 12 chefs on the floor.
That's right.
So like a lot of times they you just don't know. They mix it up so that you have no clue what's going on.
Right. So even if I went to an event, I don't know that I'd be able to play. Like right now, I kind of feel like after studying these chefs that I would be able to face the names. But I want to say, even still, I'm so glad we did this because the fact of the first episode bias, I want to see how this goes. Like, are the resumes all that important, or is the research that we do more important than what they do in the first episode? Because we like to think that it's a TV competition show. So if you watch the first episode, I feel like that's added value. That's raising your efficacy on understanding who is good at this and who is not good at this. But maybe this is the first time we've done this in 8 years, that we have done a blind draft. And
will this become the standard? Either we nail it or we blow it.
Yeah. I wonder what the audience... let us know how you feel about this, doing a blind draft rather than like watching.
Should we make it where people can... Like, do they all watch the first episode and then they can like do their things too?
I think some people, we have popularized the draft. Some people do it before the episode.
I think we like suggest like, hey, you guys, do it before.
Yeah, you can follow us and do it before and see if you have the same big board.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so...
Is there anybody you took that now you wish I'd taken somebody else?
Honestly, as we're like going through it, I wish I got Sherry as my number one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I used to live in Brazil, so I kind of feel like I lost that aspect. But this is, again, Brittany Cochran. Like, I'm a bit of a homer right now.
Yeah.
And I think I took you, Sarah, very, very early in the draft. Do you...
I don't know. Somebody let us know. Put it in the comments. Where did Tom take me in
I think I took you pretty early because of Allison.
What's
the Kentucky chef?
Who's won the most? Was it you or Kevin?
I think we split. I think the first couple seasons I won, and then Kevin started coming back, and then Eric won because of freaking Tristan. Tristan was like 8th in our draft, which is like part of your theory. Your operating theory is this is better to do before we watch an episode, because Tristan was like just in the middle of the pack in the first episode, and then he ran the table. So
yeah, he was good. He did a great job. He was. I mean, he also had a story like you wanted.
Oh my God.
You wanted to root for, like, right? Like you wanted him to win. You wanted it to happen, and that's what I love about Top Chef compared to like Chopped or some of the other ones. Is like I want to connect to the people and I want to connect to their food and their story, and that's what I love about food. Is I think it tastes better when it's cooked like with heart and soul, and so I love knowing the story behind what people are cooking. Like I could just watch people cook food all day, but like when I go to a restaurant, I'm there to like find out about why
it's the story. It's the human element that
I know
what Top Chef does so well. And so let's just do a recap. I have on my team Anthony Jones, Oscar Diaz, Jassi Bindra, Duen Ha, Brittany Cochran, Nana Wilmot, and Jennifer Jackson. You want to read off your team?
Yes, I've got Lawrence Louie, Sherry Cardosa, Rhoda Magbating, Seeger Bear, Brandon Dearden, Jonathan Dearden, and Justin Tutla.
And Maze, you've got Day Joseph dining with Day. So that is it. You have 7 chefs. I have 7 chefs. We'll talk another episode about the scoring system and whether you have any thoughts about that, because Carly has a slightly different scoring system, and I want to kind of hear how you value performance on Top Chef.
Okay.
Points for quick fire, points for moving on to the competition, points for being in the top, at the bottom, all that stuff. We'll get into that another day. But what'd you think? Was this fun?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Have you done a draft of Top Chef before?
I have not, but I have people that come to eat at the restaurant and they're like, we're here because she won the draft and this is where she picked to come. And they like do it every year. They're like, whoever wins the draft, they pick a restaurant. They all travel to that restaurant.
Do you have anyone that I picked that you were like, kind of bummed out?
Jassi, for sure. And now I'm feeling like Anthony was probably, I guess I wouldn't have taken Anthony any higher. I would like, if I could, I'll give you Anthony. You could give me Anthony and I'll give you Seeger.
Wait,
I don't know.
How does that work?
What happens to are we gonna get like a mid-season
We can discuss it.
switcheroni?
Yeah.
What do you call
It depends
that?
on like a trade.
A trade. Thank you. A switcheroni.
Actually, you know what? Strike that. We're not calling it a trade. We're calling it a switcheroni.
No, I'm actually really happy with I feel good about it. Yeah, I think Jossie is gonna I think Jossie's like super, super solid.
Yeah.
I think he's like, and Oscar too. So I had Jossie
Jossie
and
was 4 on my big board right before Sherry. So I don't know. Maybe that's a little trade we can get into.
I had Jossie as 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I think Oscar's gonna be great. Yeah, now I'm like, why do I put Anthony so low? I don't know why I put him so low. I was surprised when you took him.
Yeah, I mean, once you said he was 8th, that was a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
It was like Sarah Bradley didn't value this guy top 5. What am I doing? What am I doing? I've only been doing this show for 8 years, and I don't know what last year Tristan Epps fell to 8th, so maybe that happens again this year.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. I'm so excited for this season. I have always listened to the show, and I am so excited to finally see how the sausage gets made.
And mostly get the episodes a day earlier than everybody.
That is 99% of it.
Yeah. All right, Sarah. Thank you for coming in. Sorry, my place is such a mess.
No worries.
It was great to share this draft and this bourbon with you.
All right. See you soon.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.